What is up, good people? What is up? I'm not gonna waste a lot of everybody's time. On the podcast yesterday, Sports Plus Life, I mentioned it was all about boxing, and I'm gonna be unapologetic to that. It was all about boxing because the biggest fight since Mayweather and Pacquiao is happening this Saturday. I ain't give a damn about any other sports. The only way I said I would maybe get on here and talk more sports this week before Saturday would be if some things resulted, if some breaking news resulted, and lo and behold, less than 24 hours later, it has. So here I am. This is not a live podcast per se. This is more of a reaction video. Bunch of things happened today, but I'm gonna start with the serious topic. Um, that is Bronny James suffering cardiac arrest while on the basketball court practicing for basketball, just regular workouts. Of course, for those who don't know, who live under a rock, Bronny James is LeBron James's son, his oldest son. LeBron James Jr. is his government name. Goes by Bronny, and he goes into cardiac arrest playing ball yesterday. Passed out, fainted, collapsed, whatever you want to call it, and that's serious. That is serious. For one, I would like to send shout outs, just prayers to him, to Bronny as an individual, and to his family as well, to his mother and his father. As a parent myself, I would have probably been shitting bricks if that happened to one of my kids. So, and there have been some people in social media and in national media that have kind of been out of pocket in regards to talking about LeBron James's responsibility for this for this event that happened to his son. And that to me is out of pocket. I don't care what media stream you look for, you work for. I don't care how many likes and views you're trying to get. That's a parent. That's somebody's kid. That's his kid. Whether you like LeBron James or not, you don't. When a situation like that happens, just stay to yourself, because as a parent, I would definitely feel some type of way. And even if anything that people in the media or social media is saying is true, the only person right now at this point in time, because this is so fresh, this is so brand new, thank God he's okay, thank God he's out of ICU, the only person who should be saying something to him in regards to that is his wife, is Savannah, Bronny's mother. That's it. Nobody else should be saying anything about the situation of whose fault it is, because this could have been a pre-existing condition that nobody knew about, even his parents. So I think those were low blows. And I'm not a LeBron fan, and I'm a Laker fan. I'm a diehard Laker fan, but I'm really not a LeBron fan. But I'm a parent. I have a son. My oldest child is a son. And if that was to happen, I probably would be losing my shit right now. So, so yes, again, prayers up for the 18-year-old Bronny James. So now, let's just ask the question: what should he do in regards to going forward, playing basketball? He's 18 years old. He is freshman in college, freshman at USC. Supposed to play for the Trojans next season. And what should he do? Should he continue playing? Should he seek medical attention? Should he sit out a year? Should he, just try to jump back into the mix? I'm going to be honest with you, my personal opinion, and this is not me trying to be dramatic. This is from what I've seen in my life with situations like that. I would hang it up. If I'm Bronny James, I would hang it up, man, because it's not worth your life. It doesn't matter, the NBA, because if something happens to you, guess what? The NBA is still going to be there, period. And I think just it's time to hang it up. As far as organized professional basketball, I would just hang it up because I'm old enough to remember Hank Gathers. I want to say I was about 6 years old when Hank Gathers, who was 23 years old, collapsed on the court after a slam dunk playing college basketball and died just a few minutes after. I remember a couple years later, Reggie Lewis, who was 27 years old for playing for the Boston Celtics in the playoffs, collapsing in game one of the first round of the playoffs against the Charlotte Hornets. And while he finished the series, actually, right after the series was over, he's playing a pickup game and he collapses again and dies from having cardiac arrest. Whatever is going on with your medical situation, I, in the best interest of your health, kiddo, I would call it a day. I'm not saying never play basketball again, but I'm just saying, as far as I'm pretty sure there were aspirations of you, of course, playing this season for UFC and then declaring yourself for the NBA draft. I'm pretty sure you were planning on declaring yourself for the 2024 NBA draft. Dude, it's not worth your life. And for multiple reasons. I mean, because, I was telling this to my mother a few minutes ago. I mean, he's rich. You know what I mean? I understand that's not money that he himself made. And of course, now you're an adult. You want to go out and get it on your own. But he's been rich his entire life. And what I was wrong about is, no, he's not rich. He's wealthy. Your dad is worth over $1 billion. You're not rich. You are wealthy. So any avenue, anything that he decides to dive into in regards to life, you can do anything you want. I mean, hell, stay in USC for 4 years and get your degree. I mean, there's anything, you can do anything. This is not the situation, which has been so many situations in regards to young black kids playing basketball. You play basketball, you're trying to get that contract, you want to move your family out of poverty and this, that, and the third. This ain't the case. My man doesn't know what it's like to be broke. He's never been broke. So if you have a health condition, it's not worth your life. It's not worth your life, little bro. Just call it a day, man. Call it a day. You're 18 years old. You still got your whole life ahead of you. You're still a teenager, but you're just technically an adult. And it's just, to me, it's not worth it. It's just not. If that was my son, I would tell him, let's just find another avenue. Let's find another avenue, because you have unlimited avenues to choose from, because you have pretty much unlimited resources to help you do whatever you want. But I would rather you be here for the next 60 years. If I'm his father, if that's my son, I'm saying I would rather you bury me than me bury you, all for the sake of a basketball. That's just that's what I would say. And I know that's easier said than done, but that's scary. Cardiac arrest, ICU, that's scary. That is not to be trifled with. So to me, that was the biggest news of the day in regards to sports, in regards to, what was a busy day. Now, moving along in the NBA, Jaylen Brown got the richest contract in NBA history from the Boston Celtics. What is it? 5 years, $304 million. God damn. I mean, bling, 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 or cash register sounds all over the place. If I was doing the podcast and I was editing, all you would hear is cash register sounds, because you got the bizag. Now, what they say, what Uncle Ben say in Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. You are now you have the biggest contract ever in the NBA. I'm talking about an NBA that had the likes of Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Clyde Drexler, Dr. J, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell. Nobody in the history of basketball has ever signed a contract like Jaylen Brown. And where people are going to have issues at is that Jaylen Brown is not even the best player on the Boston Celtics. I'm not hating one bit. I love it when the young brothers get that bag. All I'm saying is that when his play starts to struggle, you know how these critics are. And everybody's a damn critic. Their first thing they're going to talk about is if Jaylen Brown can't get this done, you paying him what? You paying him huh? You paying him $304 million. All we were hearing about was for a Supermax was $295. That's what we was hearing about the whole season. Is Jaylen Brown going to sign a $295 million contract? They gave him $9 million more than that. I mean, shit. They gave him $304 million for 5 years. Here's the last year of his contract. He's going to be making over $69 million. Jaylen Brown, who's a damn good player. But again, not the best player on the Boston Celtics. I'm just saying the obvious. I'm not saying this out of hate because my question is when the best player's turn is up to get a contract, when it is Jason Tatum who's up to get a contract, what is he going to get? If Jaylen Brown got 304, Jason Tatum probably going to get about 365. I mean, I'm just being serious. These contracts in the NBA are about to be crazy. I mean, to be honest with you, man, they just need to take the damn salary cap off. For real. They need to take the salary cap off. I mean, because if you already signing $304 million contract, Supermax, blase, whatever, yakety schmaggety, you know, you're on the precipice of being Major League Baseball, who doesn't have a salary cap. And the difference between baseball and basketball, though, I will say this, is that you can have not that big of a payroll and still have a championship contending team. Thus, the Tampa Bay Rays. Every year, they have one of the lowest payrolls in Major League Baseball, but are always in the thick of things. Meanwhile, my New York Yankees want to break the bank, and right now, we ain't shit. Ain't like I'm being dead serious. I mean, it is what it is, but congratulations to Jaylen Brown. That was big news. Other big news, Saquon Barkley. We all know the running backs have been treated like hot garbage. I talked about this on last week's podcast. The running back position has been devalued. It's damn near criminal the way they treat running backs in the NFL. But Saquon Barkley said, you know what? I'm going to be a bigger man about it. He signed his franchise deal, could earn up to $11 million. $2 million of that $2 million of that contract is guaranteed. So, you know, he's going to be the adult in the room. He's going to sign the contract. I don't know if Josh Jacobs is going to sign the contract with the Raiders because he doesn't want to be there. I don't think he wants to be a Raider. And shout out to Saquon Barkley. You know, he'll be in training camp. And I know who is rejoicing and celebrating Saquon returning. That would be one Daniel Jones, because let's keep it 100. Daniel Jones is an average quarterback who's being paid above average quarterback money, who got him, like Ryan Tannehill, got their deals on the back of a running back. No pun intended. All jokes aside, Ryan Tannehill got his deal because of Derrick Henry. Daniel Jones got his deal because of Saquon Barkley. Okay, now I'm YouTube Live, and so I want to get the opinions of some of my compadres on this situation, and also the Bronny James situation. And so I'm going to be a little ghetto and make a phone call while I'm on live. What's up, nigga?
What's up, man?
You know I'm on live, bro.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to speak up a little bit. You so fucking, you stupid, bro. This is Brother Calvin. Y'all know him. Y'all know him. Like, this isn't a podcast. This is more of a reaction video. I first started off by addressing the situation, the most important situation to me anyway. Bronny James, having the cardiac arrest, while playing ball. You heard about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. First of all, how do you feel about that?
That shit is scary, man. I mean, first of all, not just because who he is, but for any young man doing something that they love or whatever, when you take it at when you just look at it like without any background, that's scary and that's sad. I hope he's doing okay. You know what I'm saying? But when you peel back the lens, it's like, damn, like what caused it? Is it the same thing that happened to DeMar Hamlin? You know what I'm saying? Like, what caused that? Because I was talking to a coworker, and I was like, think about it. Like, just trying to break down. Not a doctor, don't even know the cat, but just how could that happen to somebody like that? You know what I'm saying? Because, okay, when you look at his dad, coming in at the same point in his life had so much expectation, responsibility on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and cause me and him got to arguing about this. Like, that's why that whole Jordan and LeBron thing was unfair, because at that point in time, Jordan had those type of expectations or whatever. But I'm just, it ain't about him, but still, you know what I'm saying? So you fast forward, you know what I'm saying? Can you imagine what type of expectations that dude got? So was it like DeMar Rosen, like a spur of the moment, a strike, a lightning strike?
You mean DeMar Hamlin?
Yeah, was it? Was it? What I say, DeMar? What I say?
You said, I think you said DeRozan.
Oh, excuse me, drink a little bit, but is it like that? Like,
well, I don't think it was. I don't think
it was like chance, or did it have to do with because if LeBron James had that type of pressure on him at that time, I can imagine that Bronny got a whole lot more because you were this dude's fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but.
Or was it? And then when you dig into the powers that be and the evil forces that work, was that even what that was?
Well, the one thing I did say, because I've heard a couple people trying to, blame LeBron James because of the pressure, this, that, and the third. And at this point in time, I think that's out of pocket. I mean, and I'm not talking about what you're saying, Calvin, but I'm just saying, I think that's out of pocket because,
way out of pocket.
Yeah, because that's that man's son. Whether you like him or not, that's that man's son. And I'm pretty sure him and his wife were scared to death yesterday. So.
It's not like they forced their boy to do it. I mean, they didn't force him. It's not like they physically forced him, but it's like going back to the pressure or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think it's fair to blame the father, because you don't know that for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and you know what? Even if anything that anybody on the mainstream media or social media is saying is true, even if that's true, the only person who should be saying that about LeBron James is his wife. Not a bunch of niggas that don't even know him. No, I'm just saying. No, I've heard some people say it's LeBron's fault because of X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, bro, he could have had a pre-existing condition that nobody knew about. I mean now I don't think it's.
Do a little bit more background on what exactly stipulates cardiac arrest. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When we get cardiac arrest, you hear cardiac arrest, that's the last thing you hear about that person.
For the most part.
Yeah, for cardiac arrest, from a medical standpoint,
it could be anything.
It could be anything.
I mean, he might have honestly, he might have a hole in his heart. I do. I mean, it's possible. Huh?
Do you?
Yes, I do. I have a hole in my heart. I found that out when I had my stroke. So I mean, so it's possible fully recovered, still look good. But anyway, I don't think it's the extent of DeMar Hamlin, because Hamlin literally died on the field. Literally. And that came from, a part of it came from the force of a hit. Not, of course, nothing intentional, but he they didn't say anything about like DeMar Hamlin didn't wake up for like 3 or 4 days.
Okay, see.
You know what I'm saying? So
like linked to it, like, it could have been, when I say link, it could be anything like the time of the spontaneity of it, or it could be some new wave training or something that's not.
It could be. It could be. But let me ask you another question. What do you think he should do going forward about playing basketball?
Well, as a parent, because we're not talking about a 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old. We're talking about basically a young adult.
An 18-year-old.
An 18-year-old. He's legally an adult.
Yes.
He's still your child. You want to make sure, number one, he's straight and he's good. And then once he's good, no matter how long it takes, it should take however long it's going to take. And you reevaluate then. You know what I'm saying? So if he feels like he wants to play, he wants to feel good, then yeah, you know what I'm saying, you let them do that. But you always, as a parent, I feel so bad for that. My heart goes out to that family, because you right now you do or you don't. Because damn if you do, damn if you don't. Because if you do play, and it is an online, it is a condition that he don't know about, or we don't, the medical still don't know about, then initially you can be bringing somebody who put your kid in harm's way. You know what I'm saying? Even if all this tests go bad, because all you can do is go off what they say. Say he's good now, he's good, you know what I'm saying? But if something is not all the way right, you're gonna always have that, you know what I'm saying? And then on the other point, if you hold him out and he comes, you know what I'm saying, if you hold him out of this shit as an adult, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna always be branded as somebody who fails to shut back. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. I agree with everything you're saying, but I'm taking the parental equation out of it because he is legally an adult. As a parent, we're parents, so of course we would say, well, this is what you're gonna do. This is what you're gonna do. But if you are legally an adult, honestly, the final decision is not up to us as a parent. Now, me personally, I said this earlier before you got on the line. If I was Bronny, I would call it a day. As far as trying to play regulation professional basketball, I would call it a day, and I'll give you some examples. Hank Gathers. Hank Gathers was in 1990. Hank Gathers was a 23-year-old player playing college basketball, playing in a conference tournament, caught an alley-oop dunk and collapsed, and minutes later died. Reggie Lewis, all-star for the Boston Celtics, collapsed during the playoffs in 1993 against the Charlotte Hornets, finished the series, but collapsed again during a pickup game not too long after that and died. If it's yes, and Hank Gathers was 23, Reggie Lewis was 27. If doctors could say you're good, you're okay, but that may not be the case. Right. That does not necessarily have to be the case. And here's the difference between Bronny James and most players his age. This is not a case of a player who is trying to get that bag from the NBA so he can move his family out of poverty.
I was going to touch on that. Go ahead.
My man is already rich. There's no avenue that he can't go down. My man is rich. My man is wealthy. Excuse me. So is that that's not the case here. If I was his father, I would just simply explain to him the final decision is yours. But just think about this. I would rather you bury me than me bury you over the sake of a basketball.
Right.
So
that's still putting in, considering the parent aspect, like that we was talking
No, I'm talking about as far as the final decision. I am taking the parent aspect out. This is the only thing I would tell him. Like I said, I started that statement off by saying that this final decision is yours. This is just my opinion. Because I guarantee you, if Bronny James came out tomorrow and said, I'm finished playing basketball, nobody would blame him.
Yeah, nobody would blame him. Yeah, I mean, I get that. But let's look at it like this. Like, let's say his daddy won't, like LeBron did. Let's say his daddy was Eddie Jones from Cleveland and worked at Wawa. No, I'm just saying, let's say that, like, it would number one, it would be such a big story, but number two, you know what I'm saying, the amount of pressure that, you know what I'm saying, like, it would be different. Like, I'm saying, like, when I say damn if you do, damn if you don't, the gift is the curse. You LeBron James' son. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to see the dude go out there hurt and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But if he can play, if he wants to play, then you let him play. Because
again, that's not. If he wants to play, he's going to play. He's legally an adult. They can't lock him in the house and say you're grounded if you play basketball. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and it's funny when you said Eddie Jones, I thought you were talking about the basketball player Eddie Jones, but you're just talking about a random nigga from Cleveland who's living paycheck to paycheck. I got you. If yeah.
And that's another thing, because everything he's had up until that scholarship was given to him as it should be because you're a child. You know what I'm saying? But he earned that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is one of the first of probably a couple, not a lot, but a couple he could just pull away from like I can. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I get it. And but see that'll be the hardest part of that decision. Because of course he wants to make his own. Now I'm not critiquing him as a basketball player because if quote unquote Eddie Jones, random paycheck to paycheck dude from Cleveland, if his son had the same exact skill set of Bronny James, was the exact same player, and the exact same thing happened, this would not be a story. This would not be a story.
They wouldn't even tell you what happened. They just say you don't finish it.
Oh well, I hope that wouldn't be the case because that's just. I'm pretty sure if you're playing in a gym and you're around a bunch of people, and even if you're just playing AAU, or even if you're playing for a Division II college and you pass out like that, you're going to get some form of medical attention, especially today in today's culture. But would it be a story? No.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is if he was recruited like he is, without the name, you know what I'm saying? The powers that be wouldn't even let you know what was wrong with him.
Well, okay, if he was recruited to USC, and let's say he wasn't LeBron James' son, again, if Eddie Jones, random check the check nigga, and his son was recruited to USC, a dude from Cleveland, that would at least be a local story. That would be a California story. It wouldn't be breaking news on every sports outlet. Yeah, that wouldn't be a breaking news on every major sports show in the world or the country, at least. That would be a California story. It wouldn't be on First Take and every other platform that is, all around the country.
Yeah, I know it'll be tomorrow, but was it on First Take? When I saw it,
It was breaking news on First Take.
Oh yeah.
And again, if this is not, like I said, I'm not critiquing him as a basketball player. I'm not. I'm just being honest. If this wasn't LeBron James' kid, this would be at most a local story.
Right.
At most, and if it was a local story, it would only be a local story if he was if he played for USC or Ohio State, since you said from Cleveland. But if this was a college basketball player for Akron University, this would not. This again, at most, it would be a local story, maybe your school newspapers. I'm being serious.
Yeah, well, that's not debatable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm being serious.
What
You
do
know,
you do moving forward?
but since this has been made a national story, and I would tell anybody this. I'm not just saying this. If this could have been, this could have been an average person, a person who's not a celebrity. It could be their kid. I would say the same exact thing. If you're catching cardiac arrest on the basketball court, I would tell anybody that it's time to hang it up. Now, it would be a tougher sell for somebody who is not wealthy, who and it'd be harder to say, bro, you could possibly make it to the NBA, but maybe that's not in the best interest of your health, and you watching mom and dad struggle. That's a tougher conversation to have than somebody whose father is worth over $1 billion. There's nothing that you can't do. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing you can't do. And I guarantee you, if LeBron is not saying you should give it up, I guarantee you his mother is.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. From what I read, he's an incoming freshman. He will not play this year. He may not.
No way. No way. No way. He will not play this year. No. No.
And for mine, because I was wondering, I could always Google it, but how much older is he than the other one?
The
other one now.
Now look, the other son, Bryce. Now that motherfucker right there. That
one, because
that motherfucker is.
When we first laid eyes on Bronny James and so did him for playing basketball, for a team, you always see him and then that little brother. And then one day, out of nowhere, you see this tall ass, because that's the X factor right there. Not saying that they auction their kids off, but that one right there, that one's gonna be kind of special.
Yes.
LeBron James,
yes.
What was special about him was to be that big and to move like that.
Yes.
Yes. I just have pictures of him backing down Paul Pierce, and Paul Pierce got nothing but a mouthful of shoulder.
I didn't want to say nothing about Bryce because this ain't about him. This is about the well-being of his brother. But if you talk about basketball talent, Bryce is going to be something. Is going to be a problem. That motherfucker right there is gonna. It's like with the Ball family. Like everybody, the father kept hyping up Lonzo, and Lonzo was okay, and it's a damn shame what's happened with his career. But Lonzo was okay. But the youngest one, LaMelo was the one. And I think that's how it is with LeBron's son. We talked about Bronny so much because there was this narrative put out there that LeBron wants to play long enough to play in the league with his son. I think that's out the window. I think that's out the window now. I think that's out the window. But to be honest, the younger son,
well, he's not gonna play long enough to play with him.
No, because I think the younger son is just like 15. Yeah, that dude, yeah. But anyway, the other stuff that I was talking about today, I didn't go on long about much of anything else, but heard about Jaylen Brown getting that Supermax deal.
I've seen that.
Boy, got the bag.
He did. I hope he lived up to it. You know what I'm saying? Because what could have happened? He could have went somewhere else. He got the same bag.
No, he couldn't.
No, he couldn't. He couldn't.
Nope. Only team that could pay him that much is the Celtics. The reason why is because they're trying to encourage people to stay with the team that drafted them. So a Supermax only comes from the team that you were drafted by. That's why Damian Lillard signed the Supermax about 3-4 years ago for like $250 million. Right. Look, I'm not shitting on Damian Lillard because there were a couple of podcasts where my boy Keese kept saying things like Damian Lillard is an all-time greater player than Russell Westbrook, and I'm like, what? Pause. What? And it made me come across as a Dame hater, but I was just comparing and contrast careers, and it's really not even close. But like Dame, like everybody's saying Dame to Miami, whatever. That's where Dame want to go. I was watching our first take, and Stephen A. Smith was saying something about Damian Lillard going to the Knicks, and I know that was emotion talking coming from him. But the factors that he laid out there actually makes a lot of sense, except for the whole part about, well, first of all, you want to come there because Madison Square Garden is the Mecca. And I will fight tooth and nail with any New York Knicks fan that says that shit in front of me. Madison Square Garden, the Mecca of what? Boxing? I'll give you boxing. Yeah.
It is a Mecca. It's a Mecca of people. It's the Mecca of people who live in New York.
Right.
So anybody who's ever been anybody has to come through New York. And if you're anybody that's been anybody, you played Madison Square Garden. It don't matter what genre of entertainment, whether it be sports, you know what I'm saying?
Right. It may be the Mecca of entertainment.
Of the building, but it could be country, it could be rap, it could be wrestling, it could be the only thing.
This man said wrestling.
The only thing you can't play in New York as an entertainer in the entertainment, whether it's sports or entertainment or honest football. So yeah, it is a Mecca. You have to have that. If you're gonna be anybody, you have to have it on your jacket.
Yeah, but when it comes to sports, and I will fight any New York Knicks fan, Madison Square Garden is not the Mecca of basketball, not anymore. When you haven't won a championship in 50 years, when you haven't even been to the finals in 24 years, you're not the Mecca of basketball. Now, you may be the entertainment capital of the world, even though Los Angeles would like to have a word with me for saying that. The Mecca of basketball to me is Los Angeles. It is Los Angeles. In modern basketball, the best team in the modern basketball era, I'm talking about the last 45 years, has been the Lakers. That's the Mecca of, not even the Boston Celtics. The Mecca of basketball is in Los Angeles, California. I agree with everything else Stephen A. Smith said about why Damian Lillard should come to New York, because New York can offer Portland way more than Miami can.
Well, as far as Los Angeles, you know what I'm saying? Los Angeles has the same gifts and curses as New York. You have to come through, you know what I'm saying?
I'm strictly talking basketball, bro. I'm strictly talking basketball. That's it.
With far as basketball, as far as basketball, it's not that far off, though.
Wow, how?
It's not that far off, though. You're talking about the Mecca, though.
Yes, the Mecca. Yes, I'm saying the Mecca of basketball. I'm not talking about entertainment. I'm talking strictly basketball. The Los Angeles Lakers in the last 45 years have about 13 championships. Nobody else is close. And for damn sure it ain't the Knicks, who haven't won a title in 50 years.
I don't know.
Now, if you want to talk about stars and this, that, and the third coming to see the Knicks play, okay, fine. And the performances that Jordan put on in New York and that Kobe put on in New York, I get it. But when you talk about, I'm sorry, I will fight. If Stephen A. Smith was talking to me right now, I would fight him tooth and nail on it.
Well, you're talking about two faces of their, you know what I'm saying, their said league at the time. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? As far as basketball, the Mecca is wherever they play.
The Mecca of the Mecca of basketball. I'm talking about the pinnacle. The most royal place for basketball is, just to me, is Los Angeles, for every reason that I gave you. You cannot name a decade where the Lakers have not been at the pinnacle, the head honcho of the pinnacle, or always around the pinnacle. You can't name not the 1980s, even the 70s, the 1980s.
I get all that. When you talk about the Mecca of the sport, though, you know what I'm saying?
I will not give that to New York. I will not give that to New York. I cannot give that to New York when you have not won a title in 50 years. We have never been alive to see the New York Knicks win a championship. We've been alive to see them go to the finals twice, but we have not been alive to see the New York Knicks win a championship. We have been alive to see the Los Angeles Lakers win about 10, at least 8.
Right.
At least 8.
I get it, but you comparing the Los Angeles Lakers, you talking about LA, because at first we started talking about Madison Square Garden, the building. You know, LA.
No, I'm saying like Stephen A. Smith said he should want to come because Madison Square Garden is the Mecca. Talking about the Mecca of basketball. No, I would give New York the Mecca of boxing when it comes to sports. The Mecca of boxing, the Mecca of baseball, but not the Mecca of basketball. Not anymore.
I get that. You said Stephen A. Smith said he needs to come to New York to play in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
That's a building. That's a singular building.
No, I know that, but he said because it's the Mecca of basketball.
And he's still wrong. But what I'm saying, when you're talking about bars like LA, you're not talking about the building, you're talking about the city.
Well, why? Because you're talking about how old the Staples Center is?
How old is the Staples Center?
Well, the Staples Center came out in 1999. The Lakers have won 6 championships in the Staples Center.
I get that. Okay.
That's still more than everybody else. That's still more than everybody else.
I get that. You're talking building for building. I got that. Because I thought we were talking about buildings.
I'm talking about, look, I don't root against the Knicks. I'm actually quite fond of the Knicks. And actually, I hope Damian Lillard does go to the Knicks because the Knicks can offer them more than Miami can. It just is. I would love to see Damian. I think if you put Damian Lillard with Brunson and Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson and Josh Hart, I think the Knicks would be a serious problem. I think they would be a major player in the East. I think they would be able to beat Boston with Jaylen Brown and his $304 million contract. Because let me say this again, Mr. Jaylen Brown. Hey, God bless you for getting your bag. I love to see the young brothers get the bag. But when you start struggling, they are coming at your neck.
Mm-hmm. You talking about like the media?
Yes, sir. And the fans. And the fans. Bro, he got the highest contract ever, and he's not even the best player on the Boston Celtics.
Yeah. It's the highest ever. That's one thing they need to put when they announce these jumps and every sport. It's the highest ever for right now because it's the next nigga's gonna get better.
Oh yeah, I mean Jason Tatum is gonna get more than him.
He's a better player.
His teammate is gonna get more than him.
Oh yeah, Shit, you kidding me? That like him, brother, he gonna get it. He gonna get the shit. But yeah, no, I guess we'll, you know what I'm saying, we agree that, you know, that is not the, is it? Well, it might be because it's the longest standing building. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, you are still on the Mecca shit. Oh my goodness.
No, because that's what we're talking about. Is it really not? You know what I'm saying? Because you're talking about championships and what your team has did, but when you think about it, it can make a case for it. You know what I'm saying? It can make a case for it.
I'm strictly talking about basketball. You're talking about the building. I'm talking about basketball.
I'm talking about basketball as far as like what team who lives there did better. And you know what I'm saying? But I got you. We're going to talk about this after this. I got you. Because it's going to take too long. Because, you know what I'm saying? It will. I got you. Okay. We'll agree to disagree on that.
So you think New York is the Mecca of basketball? I mean, if you do, that's fine.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying that it could make a case for it. And, you know, a lot of your faces of that league or people who have, you know what I'm saying, no matter what the Knicks have did, they had to come in there and kick ass. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
You're a little tipsy, huh?
We'll see.
It's all good. Okay, well, the last thing I wanted to bring up was, speaking of another New York team, and I want you to give me a nice long response while I go fix me a drink. Saquon Barkley. Remember, we talked about this last week, me, you, and Sean, about the running backs. You see, Saquon Barkley decided to sign his, franchise deal, and he should be in training camp. How do you feel about that, sir?
Well, me personally, I feel good. But, as far as what the answer, the rank was on the wall. Because if he didn't sign it, he'll be created next year. And, they will be like, a lot of shit can happen between now and next year. And just run them into the wall and get hurt and all this other shit, which speaks to his case. But, you know what I'm saying? It speaks to his case, but, well, I guess that's it, because nobody else went out with crack that on play nowadays. But you can hold out for that year, but we can go to
I need you to speak up, bro. Need you to speak up. I need you to speak up. Come closer to the phone.
You could have held out that year and not signed being free agency, and then went the Le'Veon Bell way, and the powers, and then the owners get together and say we can't have this type of activity about this, and he signed to somebody who's not going to do him right, like they did Le'Veon Bell, because they know what this month. They as much as we see and watch, they already know. They already know. They probably have this scenario mapped out 2-3 years ago. He don't sign that shit and hold out, and he'll be signed to, like, I don't know who, like the Browns or I can't take the Browns now, but
and the Browns got Nick Chubb.
Yeah, well, or anybody, you know what I'm saying, or a team that's not content, you know what I'm saying, and get the money and then just, you know what I'm saying. So
right.
I feel like his hands were tied. He had to do it yet. So I'm happy for him. You know what I'm saying, but as far as the position long term, it's still more of the same.
Well, yeah, you're right. I agree with you. I mean, he was just being the adult in the room. Oh, did you hear what Le'Veon Bell did last week?
You got the argument with Moneybag Yo, didn't he?
No, he came out and he publicly apologized to the Steelers fans for holding out that season. He said he should have never did it.
Yeah. And if you remember, that was right not at the beginning, or it could have been either at the beginning or the middle of the slide of the valuation of the value of the running back position.
I'm going to say that was right in the middle, because what I said last week to you and Sean was that the true fuckery of the running backs to me started when the Cowboys in 2014 ran DeMarco Murray into the ground and then let him walk because they wouldn't pay him, because they thought he was all used up. That's when you really started seeing it. I mean, I know there were a couple running backs who got their contracts and it didn't quite work out, like Todd Gurley, even though he had earned his money. Ezekiel Elliott, who had earned his money, even though I hate the Cowboys. But, I think Christian McCaffrey, Kamara, Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, they earned them contracts. And Nick Chubb don't even have really that big of a contract. I mean, I think he signed, a 4-year contract worth $40 million, getting paid $10 million a year. And to me, he's like arguably the best running back in football.
When they going now, the running back position will be just look, we need to get a quarterback that's wide receivers a break.
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. But it's not going to happen for at least another 6 years. The next time they have a collective bargaining agreement, the NFLPA is probably what I would do if I was the NFLPA. If you're going to devalue, if running backs are still being devalued, I would, if I was a PA, ask that you not be allowed to franchise tag players 2 years in a row.
That's smart. That's smart. That's real savvy. That's real savvy. That's smart.
Yeah, I would.
They often do that to running backs.
Well, yeah, because they now look, when a running back is 25, 26 years old, you're looked at as old. And I think that's ridiculous. And so you franchise tag them when they 20. When you franchise tag them when they 26, then you franchise tag them again when they 27. You already think their gas tank is empty. Who's gonna want to pay him then when they 28?
Right.
And this is not when we was growing up, when Barry Sanders was 29 years old and gained 2,000 yards, 30 years old, and gained 2,000 yards. And Terrell Davis, after he got his contract, 26 years old, ran for 2,000 yards and was, MVP. So was Barry Sanders. Like, they have.
That's probably. I wonder what type of. I ain't gonna say probably why. I'm gonna replace that with. I wonder if, because you have baseball, you have basketball, you have football, you have a position in each sport, a position that's fundamental to the sport itself and changed and devalued in the fundamentals of it. I want to do baseball have a position like that, because like baseball, everybody can pay.
Yeah, no, they don't. No, not in baseball. No.
No. Okay. Like I said, I wonder if
you could be an amazing catcher if you're a great player. They're gonna trade. And baseball don't have no salary cap anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball don't have a salary cap, so it doesn't matter. But I knew how bad it was for running backs in 2020 when Derrick Henry ran for over 2,000 yards and wasn't even close to winning MVP. When the last time a running back had ran for 2,000 yards was Adrian Peterson in 2012, and he won the MVP.
Well, I think it was Terrell Owens that said it. Might not have been, but it was around that time when he was still popping this shit early on. It might have been like around the 49ers or Eagles spot. Like, he said, somebody said chick stick the long ball.
Yeah, that was an old baseball commercial. Yeah.
So, that's what we're looking at in football and basketball. Everybody's digging the long ball. Can I make it from here? Can I score from here? Can I do that? You know what I'm saying? We forget what it takes to get to. You know what I'm saying? Like, we circumventing the journey and only looking at the result. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's hard to do in baseball. You know what I'm saying? As far as how they play and what they do. Because, in football, it's like, the running game is essential. You have to be able to run the ball. Even if you go up, you can go up. But if you can't run the ball, you risk the chance of turning the ball over. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
If you when you circumvent the short thing, it's a gamble. You know what I'm saying? Because if you live by the three, die by the three, you can make all the ones you want.
Mm-hmm.
But once you go cold, you open yourself back up to, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You have to have that element, and it's fun. Maybe it's an entertainment thing, and you know what I'm saying, because all these NFL, NBA, they all have their television contracts, and you have to have people in there doing the legwork, and they doing what they got to do to get the game to what they think people want to see right now. You see what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. What they think people want to see is high scoring, high flying, passing offenses, and the position that's taking the biggest hit is the running back. And I mean, look at a person like Alvin Kamara, who has one of the bigger running back contracts, but has never rushed for over 1,000 yards in his career. Not once. Not once. Why is that? Because he's a dual threat. He's just as good a receiver coming out the backfield as he is a runner. Matter of fact, he's probably a better receiver coming out of the backfield than he is a running back. Now a better version of him is Christian McCaffrey, who has gone. But both of these running backs are around the same age, 28 years old. I mean, 2017, both of them were rookies. And then you had an even steeper draft class of running backs who are getting the short end of the deal the very next year, the 2018 draft. Saquon Barkley, Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon. All of these guys are franchise running backs. Now, the Bengals did sign Mixon to a nice deal, but have since made him reduce his salary by $5 million each of the next 2 years for him to stay on the team.
Bottom line, for real, I think we're coming with if we keep talking like this, we're gonna come up on the same thing. If your running back, if your quarterback is the best player on your offense, then by all means pay him and give it to him. But if your running back is the best player,
right,
you have to do the same thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Right, and that holds true.
Or your tight end is the best player. You still have to. You still have to honor that, even if you're looking for the quarterback to circumvent that. But the running back, that's one thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's probably going to evolve and fix itself because quarterback, if he's the best player, you pay him. Blah blah blah. He's supposed to be the best one. The wide receiver, if he's the best player, you still need the quarterback to throw it to. The running back, still, his knees don't change from the quarterback, because he still need the offensive line. He still, you know what I'm saying? So you have to. I think that's where the problem lies for them right now.
Well, see,
you know what I'm saying?
See, to me that statement holds true for Derrick Henry. He's the best player on the Titans offense. He's the reason why Ryan Tannehill got a contract. Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley is clearly the best player on that offense. I would say Tyreek Hill to a degree. He's the best player on the Miami Dolphins offense. But the only thing I'll say about that situation is that while Tyreek Hill had to catch passes from 3 different quarterbacks, and he still did his thing, but God damn it, that offense was unstoppable when Tua was in there.
Yeah. We talked about this shit. I was at work. They need to figure this out.
Yeah. Yeah.
They need to figure this out.
And another one to this point, Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb has been the best offensive player on Cleveland for the last 4 years. We come to find out he was better than Baker Mayfield. Now, if Deshaun Watson gets back to being Deshaun Watson, that's not going to be the case anymore.
Well, he's already been paid.
He's been handsomely paid.
He's already been paid.
He's been paid like no other.
It seems like they just trying to find a balance. The perfect formula is, can we pay our quarterback this year, and then the next year, the year after, pay the running back we value that we know we need, while we find these wide receivers who are probably going to leave.
Well, I mean, if I was a GM and I had a great quarterback on a rookie deal, but I had a great running back as well, I would, of course, obviously, I would pay my running back first. I wasn't mad at Jerry Jones for paying Ezekiel Elliott. It's just Ezekiel Elliott's productivity decline. But if I have a bell cow running back and I have a quarterback, like let me give you an example. If Kareem Hunt had never got in trouble with that video when he was a Kansas City Chief, he would have caught a monster running back deal. Because while Patrick Mahomes was the better player, both of them were still on rookie contracts.
And Hunt's contract was up before Mahomes, right?
Yeah, and remember, Kareem Hunt's first year, he led the league in rushing. Him and Patrick Mahomes came into the league. They were both in the 2017 draft. And Kareem Hunt led the league in rushing his rookie season and was on pace to do so again before that video came out. Matter of fact, I believe if that situation ever happens, I believe the Chiefs win the Super Bowl that year because they were truly unstoppable with Mahomes. Kareem Hunt was a top 3 running back, and you found out what Tyreek Hill was and Kelsey.
Because that video, he lost his cool, you know what I'm saying? Because he hit that one when she hit him first, or something like that.
Yeah, I think he kicked her in the ass or something like that. Hey man, come on, man. See, I was trying not to laugh, bro. Come on, man. I just want everybody to know we do not condone those actions.
I mean, I condone defending yourself, and you know what I'm saying. But as a man, you shouldn't go out here and be happy putting your hands on women,
or your feet.
Huh?
I said, or your feet.
Or your feet. You know what I'm saying? But because I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, right. Just no. Yeah, but anyway, bro, I'm getting ready to get off here, get ready to get in this bed, get up, go to work tomorrow. Got choir rehearsal after that. But Saturday, bro.
Yeah, man. Listen, I know you told me you gave me a heads up, but I should have set a reminder in my phone. Something. You know, you gotta be more diligent when you have random white people calling you fucking phone. Random white people call you fucking phone. Like that lady called me, and I was like, who? And she was like, yeah, Brandon. And then I automatically thought to myself, I thought, because you know I got a brother from the same mother named Brandon.
Yeah, I know.
So she like, yeah, we're gonna come out and we're gonna do this and that and the third. She said, what's the address? Man, I gave them the address to someone store in White Oak. About some insurance. He said, who? Yeah, some bitch named Montana. And so he was like, no, I don't know nothing about that. So I called the number back. Who divorced me? I said, oh, this some scam shit.
No.
She called. She answered the phone. I said, man, I got a question. I know. But who the fuck gave you my number? I said, Brandon. I said, Brandon who? She said, Brandon found something. Oh, that's the shit he was talking about. That's what she was talking about. I called my brother back. I said, man, look, I apologize. That was he was doing some business as people. But they're gonna show up somewhere in White Oak tomorrow night at 9 o'clock.
Hey, bro, no. Well, oh no, you know, Kia. They supposed to come see Kia tomorrow too.
Well, God bless them people.
Oh my gosh, you get. Bro, you stupid. Oh shit, that's funny. Oh man, I feel so bad. Well, no, actually, no. They sat there and watched me text y'all because they asked me for all of these numbers, and I said, "Look, this is my circle. You know, these are like my brothers. They're like family." So I said, "Look, you see, I'm sending the text."
You know what I'm saying? That's why, and I was telling the person in the first text, so he was like, "Yeah, he's just showing me to come out." I was like, "That nigga trying to knock us off."
Why the hell would I give you a heads up if I was trying to get you knocked off, genius? Hey man, shut up. I tell you what though, it's 3 of them. And one of them Jones is a nice looking female. They all subscribe to my YouTube page, so I don't want to say nothing disrespectful just in case they watching, which I doubt. But anyway, let me get out of here and get ready to go to bed because I got to get up. But yes, next Saturday, bro. I mean, this Saturday. I said next Saturday, but yes, Saturday night, bro. Oh boy, who you got wanting to fight?
I don't know. We'll see.
What kind of fucking answer is that?
We'll see. Go ahead, man. I gotta go. I gotta use the bathroom.
Oh, well, go ahead, go to the bathroom, bro. I gotta do the same thing.
All right, man.
All right. That was that. I got a shit tone of voice, but anyway, I hope you guys enjoy, or whoever chooses to watch this reaction video, I hope you guys enjoyed it. But all jokes aside, when it comes to the situation with Bronny James, just my advice, my opinion is I would just say, nah, I would just find another avenue. You can do anything you want, kiddo. You can do anything you want, young brother. You're 18 years old. You have all of the financial backing you will ever need in life. And and I understand if basketball is your passion, but if your body rejects it, then you have to listen to your body. Okay? But anyway, it's your boy, Brandon Brevon Towns. I'm out here. I'm out this. Peace.